Yo, greetings and salutations, everybody. We are live discussing the Pixel 8a and options and how people feel, all that good stuff. We got a surprise here in a little bit, but yeah, waiting until more people get in. So yeah, as you're coming in, feel free to say hi. What's up? Yeah, I'm waiting for my guest host to come on. I just sent him the link. And then we're gonna talk Pixel 8a. We're gonna go the entire rundown. I did drop a video this morning, and you guys probably knew that this was coming if you watched it all the way through, because there was a to be continued at the end. That was just my little Easter eggs, just to kind of see who actually watches my videos from beginning to end, or who just watches the first 60 seconds and says great video and leaves, because people do that. People definitely do that. So, but it's okay though, because sometimes people got things to do in life, right? They can't always stay. They just pop in just to show support, and I appreciate that. Brian, what's up? Welcome in. How's it going, man? Uh, just waiting for a special guest to join me in. I'm not gonna be on camera today, just because for some reason my camera feed is super delayed, so it would look so odd and wonky if I'm you know like talking, but the audio is not in sync with it. It'll definitely ruin that. I don't want to ruin that. So let's see. No, I don't want to do that. Totally forgot where I can change my avatar. I have a different avatar that I want to use. Yeah, it's jeez. I don't even remember where to edit my avatar. Oh, there we go. Duh, they changed it. The whole way that they do restream is completely different now. So I'll do that. 7 of you guys in here. What's up? What's going on? There we go. Don't even try to scan the QR snap code or whatever. It doesn't work. I just kept it just because I thought it was cool. But yeah, how you guys doing today? Welcome in. Welcome in. Let me bring you guys into the live stream so you guys are a part of it. And yeah, I'll let my guest know that when he's ready, just hop on in. So give me 1 second, everyone. Oh shit, I didn't even know. Okay, hang on. Let me get that link for him again. All right, let's see if he is coming in. Oh, there we go. All right. Coming in.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, man? Oh, I can hear us through your audio.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Hold on. I have you playing in the back. I have the stream playing in the background on my TV, so I muted it right now. Sorry about that.
We're on TV. Yay!
That's how I usually watch your streams, man.
Oh, geez, I do the same thing. So it's when I watch when you're live, or when Sneed is live and stuff, it's on my TV.
You get the WWE treatment over here.
I am honored.
Well, what's
I'm
up,
honored.
buddy? Thanks for letting me join in today. I'm actually off today. I'm just kind of sitting here bored at home. So I was like, what do I do? I was about to turn on the PS5, but I'm like, I don't want to waste too much of my day playing video games either. So I was like, let me see if Tito wants, company on this stream.
Yeah. Yeah, like so, like I was telling you when we were talking on the other live on my second channel, I was like, I dropped a video this morning, just kind of like overlaying, what of the rumors was true, which it turned out to be majority of the rumors. So it's like Pixels can't stay under wraps before they're launched because everything about them is just leaked out, and then so I'm gonna bring it on screen so you can see it, but it's like Pixel 8a.
Sure. Yeah, and I really like the design of the phone. First of all, like, I like the other color schemes that they're putting out, but I just don't think it's worth it if you can get the Pixel 8, the regular Pixel 8, for like $50 more.
Yeah, so it's to me it's all about preference, right?
Yeah.
Because like, and so like here's the weirdest thing, which is why I titled the live stream like the way it is. Just try to get everyone's feel for like what do they think about the Pixel 8, and then also what happened to Team Pixel, because I've noticed this trend. So like when Team Pixel was booming, right? And I'm not trying to be an asshole and throw shade at people or whatever. I'm just seeing it like how I see it. But you had a lot of different content creators get drawn into Team Pixel, get sent devices to unbox, review, and all this other stuff. So there was like a lot of you guys. And when that was happening, I noticed a lot of content creators had more positives and negatives to say about Pixel. But now that only certain people are getting the devices and everyone else has got to go out and buy it, it's like their true thoughts are coming out, because now like they're not only just saying certain things that they feel are a negative about the current Pixels we have, but even I catch them in their whole spiel that they drop a negative thing about a previous Pixel device that they did get from Team Pixel. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like that comes out and it's like, wait a minute, you were all happy, you were all gung-ho for it. Now you're actually truly unveiling like what issues it has that you consider them to be issues. Like people should be like that from the jump. If you do feel a certain way, like it's not doing the best, say it, So
for sure. No, I understand, man. I mean, like when I became a part of Team Pixel a couple years back, and I don't think I'm a part of Team Pixel anymore because I didn't hear anything about the Pixel 8a prior to its pre-ordering or anything like that. So kind of a disappointment, but it is what it is. But like I remember when I think the first Pixel device I got was the Pixel 5a, and I called them out on the stuff like the overheating on the 4K.
Yeah.
The 4K video and whatnot, what I mean? Just the little things here and there. Of course, people are going to nitpick, obviously, right? But it's like, be honest with your videos and just say how it is, I mean, if you like the device, you like the device. If the device needs improvements, then, definitely give it the feedback.
Yeah, for sure, man. Like that's pretty much like how it is now, and like I can appreciate it, right? Like one of the YouTubers that I watch that I like to kind of compare my thoughts to is Tech Odyssey. I like to watch his Pixel coverage, hear what he has to say, and compare it to what I'm already thinking. And so great guy, love his videos. I mean, straight to the point.
He's another Texas tech reviewer over here, by the way. I think he's from like Dallas or the Dallas area, I believe.
Shoot, one day you guys should link up.
All right. I don't really follow his videos. I mean, I think I follow him on X and that platform. I follow him there, but I've never actually really watched his channel, so I definitely need to check it out.
No, yeah, definitely check it out. I mean, he's one of the few that I watch for like an honest opinion of how he feels about Google Pixels, right? Like he'll give good reviews on things that he likes about it, but he's not afraid to also tell you what he thinks is lacking or whatever dumb decision Google's making at a certain point. Yeah. So, good person. I like his videos, but
nice.
For me, tearing into the Pixel 8a. So what we do know is that the rumors of two different models is true. So this is the first time that a Google Pixel is going to, Pixel A series is going to have a 256 model besides a 128. So
Yeah.
more storage capacity. Yeah, their prices pretty much stayed the same for the 128, $499, same as Pixel 7a last year. So
yeah,
that's cool.
I wonder how much they're gonna dump the price on the 7a now that they're basically keeping that price with the 8a. I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with that.
Yeah, I'm hoping that with the drop of the 7a, because I know that they gotta sell the last bit that they have to pretty much get it out of the Google store. So I'm hoping they're smart and they do something like $349 or less.
Yeah, or hopefully they just send them to like prepaid retailers like Metro or like Boost Mobile, where they can just kind of liquidate their inventory and put those devices on other networks. I'd like to see that. I mean, because I the other day I was at Target and I still saw the Pixel. I think it was the Pixel 6a. Like on one of those Total Wireless, I guess boxes or whatever, and it was on I think they were asking $199 for that. I was like, that's a pretty good deal, for the Pixel 6a.
Oh yeah, $199 brand new in the box.
$199 brand new, yep. And I was like, that's it. That's a steal, honestly. Like if you can still get the 6a, shoosh, I really enjoyed that phone, honestly.
Yeah, I'm actually using mine right now. Like, I mean, I know I have a custom Android ROM flash on it, but I'm using it, and
very nice.
It's still awesome. But the 7a, yeah, I agree with you. I would love to see it go to prepaid carriers. I know that the Pixel 8a more than likely is going to end up on Boost Infinite for sale. It's going to probably be their first Pixel device, because they have, like, besides having two different storage capacities, they also have two different models. They have one, according to Ricky, shout out to Ricky, by the way, but he sent me, and I was trying to find it so I can repost it on Twitter, but there's a model that supports Dish's 5G connectivity, and then there's one that doesn't. So, if they have one that supports Dish's 5G network, then that tells me that this is going to be the first Pixel sold on Boost Infinite.
Oh, nice.
And that's a nice step. But I mean, for anyone out there that's just interested as far as what it has, it's a Pixel 8 that's shrunken down like an inch or so. That's really what this is. There's not a whole lot.
Well, that's one thing I do like about that, is that it is a little bit of a smaller device. You know what I mean? I like the handheld devices rather than like the 7-inch mid-range devices that I just hate to put in your pocket.
Yeah. I think that's the reason why my wife and I decided that our 2024 Pixel upgrade is going to be the 8A. Even though I know that the 9 and the 9 Pro and the 9 Pro XL are coming later this year. The 8A, I think I'm gonna settle on that. I mean, 7 years of support on the 8A as well.
Crazy.
So it copies the 8 and 8 Pro. Like, everything about it is just basically the 8.
Yeah.
I don't know why they don't just drop this device alongside the flag, because I said in my video this morning that I don't consider the A series devices anymore as to be mid-range. Like, the last true mid-range Pixel A series was the Pixel 5A. And going forward with the 6A, 7A, and 8A, I classified those as budget flagship, because they have everything of the flagship, just the build is different. Aluminum and plastic. That's it.
Really. I mean, after the 7A, you're kind of up there already with the flagship territory, because they did add wireless charging to the 7A series, right? And I think the only thing is the build, right? I think it's still mostly polycarbonate on the build, right?
Yeah.
So
it is. They need to change that, though.
Yeah.
I'll tell you guys why here in a little while, but they need to change that aspect of it. Like, I don't want them to go glass with it, because at least for me, that's why I don't use my Pixel 7 or my Pixel 6 very often. Like, I'll use it for a time, and then I'm on social media talking about, I'm using my Pixel 6, and like, but it's like, to me, it's because I've gathered the balls to use it, because I'm always afraid. Like, I'm clumsy as fuck. I will drop that phone, and I hate to like have a cracked phone where I'm just like looking at it like, damn, I messed this up, So that's my fears. That's why I don't like glass devices. I would rather use, I don't care if it's made of metal and it has like that rubber coat like put on the back of it that makes it feel like plastic. I don't care if they do that. But this current plastic they have is a no-go, and that's just because my Pixel 7a is falling apart.
Yeah, for sure. That's crazy. I mean, because the phone's not that old to begin with, you know.
Yeah, the back comes off. So like, my wife is using it right now because she really likes that phone. But like, to make sure that it's safe, like she keeps it in her case all the time. And even though it's water and dust resistant, she doesn't let it get wet, just because if you run your finger on the back of the phone between the aluminum frame and the plastic back, you can actually lift it and see the inside.
Oh wow.
And it's like, so we don't want to get water in it at all, because that's no longer water resistant.
Yeah, right. So much for the IP rating over there.
Yeah, that went to hell. And like, we didn't do it. It's never been dropped. It's never been mishandled. Like, it's been taken care of all this time. And it's just like, to me, that's quality control didn't catch that if they didn't use enough glue to seal it, because that's what they use is glue. But yeah, they didn't seal it right, so it's coming off. And like, I'm not the only one on Reddit. There's other 7A owners that said the same thing. Like, their back is coming off.
Oh yeah, that's pretty crazy. Good. I mean, if the phone is still under warranty, would you consider sending it back to Google to see if they can get that fixed? I mean, that's a hardware issue right there.
So what's actually going to happen is because it's still under warranty. I think I have until July before the 1-year warranty is up on it. So actually what's going to happen is I gotta take it to Assurion, which used to be You Break I Fix, because they are certified for Google repairs, and then just take it to them and let them reseal it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it should take like 3 hours or so, however busy they are.
And you can just go in person.
Yeah, I can just drop it off.
Oh, okay. I probably wouldn't have access to that where I live, but I'm glad that you have something available to you.
Yeah. So that's the plan. What's happening is that I wiped the Pixel 6 because my wife is going to use it. Like I was trying to say during my loud ass video game, my wife, she signed up for Amazon Flex, so she's going to start doing those deliveries.
Yeah, that's nice. I signed up for that, but I never actually did it. But I mean, the cool part is you guys have like an SUV, right? So you can actually, pick up more orders. I mean, it pays out. I mean, from what I'm seeing, they do it in blocks, right? You can pick up like 2 to 3 hour blocks, and it depends on what it is. But I think they usually pay between like $40 and like $60 on those blocks.
Yeah, so you can do them in blocks. You can also, like, if you decide that you want to do Prime deliveries, then you just mark yourself available in the app, and then they start sending you like Prime orders that need to be delivered right away and where to go pick it up. Because you do Amazon package deliveries and Whole Foods, since Whole Foods is Amazon. So
I never saw the Prime delivery option when I had the app or when I had access to the app. But I guess because sometimes they'll ship out those packages to like retailers that just want to ship out the items, you know what I mean? So that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's cool. We're just waiting for the background on that to clear. So like I told her, like, this is probably beneficial for her to just use the Pixel 6 for that and just dedicate that phone just for like that, Uber Eats and Dash.
Oh yeah.
And then her Pixel 7a as her personal device, so that way she's not tying up her phone like.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I use everything on my daily, which is my iPhone 13 Pro, man. But I'm considering moving everything over to like my Pixel 7 Pro or even my Motorola Think phone, the one that has the Helium mobile SIM card in it, just because I'm like, oh man, like you know what I mean. Like I'm killing the battery on my iPhone 13, so bad.
Yeah, let me get to some of these comments here. So Titus is like, do you think Boost Infinite will have a deal? I don't know. I don't see Dish doing a deal, or like if you're talking about like if they're gonna create like an infinite access Pixel, I don't see them doing that. They invest a lot of that into reputable names like Samsung and Apple, so they'll do something like that with them. But I don't see them doing that with Google. They'll just probably have it on sale. Well, not on sale, but like for sale on their site at $499 for the 128 and $549 for the 256. But I don't even know if they're gonna have all colors, because the Aloe and the Bay are the exclusive colors, and Porcelain and Obsidian is their base colors. Which I'm debating between the Aloe and then the Obsidian. The Obsidian looks really, really good. in my opinion. Oh my god, it's like matte black and everything. So it's
Oh,
just
is it a matte black? I thought it was a shiny black. I guess not. Maybe I was looking at it wrong.
yeah, no, it's matte. So like yeah, the pre-orders are right now, but like certain people got them. You know, like certain
Yeah.
major influencers. And,
MKBHD,
yeah,
Unbox Therapy, the
and
big three. I don't know who's the third one. Linus
oh
Tech
man,
Tips probably. I don't know.
Linus. Oh yeah, I mean there's freaking I Justine would probably.
Oh yeah, yeah. She doesn't even do Google products, but they send her the phones anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, one I forgot who it was, but one of them had the obsidian color, and when they were holding it in hand, it looks like the Pixel 8 Pro Obsidian. It looks that kind of like matte texture. Of course, it's
Oh, okay.
plastic,
That's good.
but it looks good. It looks good, so I don't know which one I'm gonna get. My wife wants the blue one.
I mean, I might pull the trigger on it when it goes to Best Buy because I actually have the Best Buy credit card, so I can probably get like 0% financing on it, and then I might end up selling a few of my phones. I'm thinking about getting rid of my Motorola Razr and my what else? My not my Pixel 7 Pro. I'm gonna keep that, but I'm talking about like my stylus and my the Samsung A15.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to
nice.
knock off some of the knock off some of the bulk of the payment so I can maybe get my hands on the 8A because I mean like I do want to get my hands on one of the newer Pixel devices.
Yeah, this one for sure. It has so like with the AA for most people like to know if you're wondering, yes, it has just about everything that the 8 and 8 Pro has minus the telephoto lens on it. It doesn't have that, but it will have Gemini Nano, which is like on-device AI computing, so you don't rely on a cloud server. And it does have access to not only Magic Eraser for photos, but Magic Audio Eraser, so you can remove a lot of the background noise in your recordings through the phone, which is good for content creators. Yeah, the 7 years of support and all the other basic Pixel features that we're used to loving. And it's small, dude. Like I looked at photos of it. There's like someone that I know, like how they look, and like their hand holding it. It almost seems like it's like around the size of the Pixel 5.
Nice.
So it's like it's crazy weird. It looks small. Still has a 6.1-inch display. It still has the same camera sensor as the Pixel 7a. So it's that 64 megapixel Sony sensor.
Yeah,
I wish they would have went away from that.
I mean, it's a good sensor. I mean, it still takes good pictures.
It's pretty decent. Hopefully, they corrected a lot of the video. So that was the problem with the 7A, was like the photos was good and the videos were nice and crisp. But the problem was just like the focusing, especially when it's auto focusing, it creates this wobbly effect in the video that just really is an eyesore. So hopefully they fix that with this. But
yeah, no, definitely. I mean. Hopefully, I mean with the new hardware, I think you'll see some improvements with that older camera sensor.
Yeah. Unworthy Zoomer says, since Google Store has limited options on the phone case options, perhaps I'll get one that has a built-in screen protector. Yeah, I mean, Google Store will have limited because obviously they're going to push their Google case and then whatever reputable case manufacturers out there that they partner with. But Amazon's going to be full of all the affordable cases that still do a pretty good job. So
yeah, or they can just get like a Tudia case, or like what are they? Like I get cases from Poetic, the brand called Poetic Cases, and they sell pretty good and inexpensive cases.
Yeah, I'm still bummed out because I mean, first of all, like if people want to know why did Google just quickly drop this device, like honestly, my opinion. I feel like they were waiting for Google I/O to unveil it, but I think today the new iPads got released, right?
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
I think, yeah.
So Google tried to beat Apple to the punch by releasing the AA yesterday.
I mean, it's not like it's like a Pixel Tab like they announced last year, right? But maybe they're waiting for the new Pixel Fold and maybe the new Pixel Tab this year for Google I/O, maybe.
I think that's what they're doing. But I think they originally planned to release the AA release it at Google I/O, kind of like what they did with the 3A, because the 3A didn't go in pre-order. Like as soon as they unveiled it at Google I/O, they had everybody attending look under their seat and they found a bag that had the phone in it. And
Yeah,
then like it was available on site to buy once the keynote was over. And I think they were going to do the same with the
crazy.
8A,
Yeah.
but they just wanted to beat Apple to, keep the focus on IO and everything else Google's doing. So smart on them.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could have gone to Google I/O as a Team Pixel member, right? I mean, obviously, I would have went home with the phones last year, obviously, so or the devices, but oh well.
Yeah. Michael says, honestly, I'm not surprised if they start to phase out Team Pixel. It's been around since like 2018. At this point, Pixel has enough name recognition. Yeah, it seems that's
Yeah.
what they're doing.
Yeah,
I was hoping you would have got one.
I mean, hey, I mean, I still get emails from Team Pixel, but like they're not like emails that say, "Oh, hey, we have a surprise for you" and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's more like just like information about like stuff that's going on Instagram or like popular posts of people that are posting pictures with their their hardware and saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, look at this, man! Like you should post more on Instagram with Google Pixel, and this and that." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I want more information, and give me a phone, and I can go and I'll go post pictures."
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, Mark, you forgot somebody over here.
Right.
That's,
Well, Mark's not with Google anymore, right?
Really? He left them?
Yeah, he left. It's already been more than a couple months. I think he left back like in January or February, but he moved out of the country. He moved to Malaysia. He got another
Wow.
job, so he's no longer with Google. So I was talking about it with CV Tech earlier today. I'm like, who knows who they actually put in charge now of that, as far as like who's sending phones and whatnot. But I was like, I don't know if they have any of our information still or not. But hey, I mean, good luck to if they get new Pixel members or not.
That could possibly be. You know what? I'll step up to the plate. Google hired me to be like the liaison for Team Pixel because I'll do it right. I'll pick the people that I feel like will definitely put name to it. But I do agree with what Michael said over here, though, is that Pixel's recognition is not like what it used to be before. Now people know what it is, so I don't really see them wanting to go to YouTube route anymore.
Yeah.
They use you guys like hosts. It's like they gave you a phone. They're like, yeah, share the shit out of this, whore it out on social media, and then it was like, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. They just left y'all high and dry. They didn't even give you a thank you card or a kiss on the lips or nothing. This is completely left you like money's on the dresser type of thing. That's fucked up.
Yeah,
Fucking
pretty
Team
much.
Pixel,
I mean,
man.
I'm happy for the opportunity, right? I was able to get
Yeah.
like I think 4 phones from them over the lifespan that they were doing it. I got the 5A, I got the 6 Pro, I got the 7, or I'm sorry, the 6A, and then the 7 Pro, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, and they sent a few goodies here and there. Like they sent me a case for the Pixel 7 Pro. They sent me like a birthday thing last year, and I mean, they were involved for the most part for a little bit, and then of course, like I said, after Mark, I guess put in his 2 weeks, everything just kind of went to crap once he started since last year. So I'm just like, okay, whatever about it, but I'm still a fan of their phones, and I love the community. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, they Team Pixel has a very tight community, which is why, like, when some people that, would hit me on DMs and they're like, how do I get their attention? I want to review their devices. I want to be part of Team Pixel. And that, like, I wasn't being a, sarcastic smartass. I was literally telling them, like, if you like Google Pixels and you buy their phones, you are Team Pixel. Like, you don't have to be sent a free phone to consider yourself part of the community. The communities, especially on Facebook, their super fans on Facebook are just insane.
Yeah.
Arguing and bitching over shit. It's like you say one foul thing about Pixel.
I never
and
joined that group on
ripping.
Facebook, by the way. I never joined it, so I don't know. I don't know the
Trust me,
drama that goes on in there.
Like, I mean, everyone knows that for years I've been shouting, Pixel, 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 Pixel. So like, people have always backed me on how come they didn't choose you for Team Pixel. But I'll even be upfront about the Facebook group, the super fans. There's some good ones in there that genuinely do what they expect you to do as a super fan on Facebook, which is, share info, help people out that may have questions, that type of thing. But then there's those that, every like month or so, they always have a bone to pick with their phone or something else. And so they're in there with like a long, sad story complaint. and then if you say otherwise, if you challenge them otherwise, just trying to like resolve their issue by just kind of asking them questions to diagnose the problem, they think you're attacking them, and so they start going into like full battle mode, and it's like, whoa, I didn't come here for this. So I'm never in there. Like i can't I can't even participate in their giveaways. Like they do giveaways in there. Like people end up posting photos like, hey, super fans just sent me the Pixel 7a. They do stuff like that. But it's like you can't even be in there long enough to enjoy being part of that community. So I just would rather just stick to the outside and just be a fanboy myself.
For sure, I understand that, man. I mean, the same thing, or like the way you've done it in the past, right? You create your own communities and your own Facebook groups.
Yeah. It's just one of those things. I'm trying to catch up on all these comments.
Michael's going hard in the chat over here.
Yeah, he is. He says, in fact, the Pixel 7 Lemongrass was in the curb. Your enthusiasm finale taking a photo of Bruce Springsteen. Wow, man, you made a reference to like a guy that my dad used to listen to. I mean, well, I would say I heard some of his songs when I was a kid. But
it's old school Bruce Springsteen.
I haven't heard that name in so long, man. Nice reference.
The only reason why I know who Bruce Springsteen is from that movie with Jack Black. I forgot what the movie's called. Not Tenacious D. It's with him.
School of Rock?
No, it's with him and the guy that comes out in American Pie. I forgot what the name of the movie is.
The Pie Fucker?
No, yeah, well, the American Pie guy, the one that bangs the redhead.
Yeah, the Pie Fucker.
Whatever you want to call him. Yeah, Pie
Jason
Fucker. Yeah. The movie's called Saving Silverman. There you go. That's what it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's like that. They're like huge. They were huge Bruce Springsteen marks, and like I think at the end of the movie, they end up like at one of his concerts, and they're all like dressed up singing with him and everything.
Yeah. Yep.
Crazy stuff.
Unworthy Zoomer says the long-term support is appealing with this device. Yeah, it's a smart move for them to do that. I don't know if they're going to continue that with the 9. I don't know if that's like a one-time thing they're doing, like with the 8, kind of like what they did, which would be kind of cool though. If they did only give 7 years of software upgrades to the 8 series, and then future Pixels they give 5 years of software upgrades. That would kind of like mean that like every 4 years they'll drop something really big, because the 4XL had the motion sense and the Soli radar chip, which was 4 generations ago. So that would be cool, but I don't know. I think it's a bad idea to do 7 years for every upcoming Pixel. That's too long. That's kind of like copying Apple, and then where Apple kind of shot themselves in the foot on why hardly anyone really wants to upgrade on an iPhone, because your iPhones are so good and you keep supporting them. And then like who's going to think about getting the new ones, except for, the heavy tech nerds that have to have the latest phone every year, but everyday people are not going to upgrade unless they break their phone. So hopefully they don't do that. Same processor. Yeah. Tensor G3 does have the same processor. Let's see. I've had really good luck with Pixels. Pixel 3, 4a, 6 Pro are on working perfectly fine. Although the Pixel 4a battery is now below 80% for me, which is rough. Yeah, I bet too, man. You got to decide if you want to like replace the battery on that. I don't know. I'm debating on doing my iPhone 12, changing the battery on that, and then replacing the screen because it is still cracked. Let's see. We have here, is it going to have a physical SIM tray? Yes. It's not doing like full eSIM like the iPhone 14s and 15s. It won't go that route. So yeah, you can rest assured it's got physical SIM. Let's see. The only place locally I think I read that one, right? No. The only place locally I could find that would put a new battery, U-Break, but it's $99. I can buy a refurbished Pixel for that price. Yeah, true. So got to make those decisions on which one you want. Now Michael's going in.
All right. It's all good.
I would be stunned. I would be stunned if it didn't have a physical SIM. So far, Apple's the only company to remove that, but it's not really in Google's interest. They want it to be easy to switch. Yes, for sure, definitely. They're going to cater to what people want. Yeah, that is their goal. You're a fast typer, or I'm just like slow at catching up.
Yeah.
The last 2 or 3 generations of Qualcomm chips have been amazing with battery efficiency. Yeah, I will give it that. I honestly can't wait for Google to switch away from using, especially using Samsung modems, so that way we'll have better connectivity on our Pixels when they start going to a different company. I mean, they're going to a different company for the Tensor G4. I don't think that's going to be built with Samsung's help, so it's not going to mirror Exynos at all. Chris Phil says, I had a choice to get the Pixel 8 or the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. I chose the Ultra. Yeah. Let's see, 7 years to come out. That's the same length as when GTA will be coming out. 7 years to come out. What do you mean come out?
Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to come out like in 10 years. Old games.
Well, it's 7 years of support. It's not... It'll take 7 years for it to come out, but 7 years of support means that what it gets Android 5. It's getting this is getting Android 14, so 7 years of that would be Android 21. That's crazy away. Android 21, man. Can you imagine the day that happens? Like, holy crap! I will be almost 50 years old when Android 21 comes out. I'll be like 49.
Jesus. Don't even go there.
If I get the Pixel 8a and I stick with that for the whole 7 years of its support, then literally I'll be upgrading when I'm 49 years old. Holy shit, dude. I wonder like if I'm going to be full grayed out silver fox by then, or if I'm still going to have my black hair color. I'm like, that's interesting. Plus to all the Pixels that come out in between, I'll just be like vlogging on it, not even really like having the phone in hand because I'll be like still on my 8A. That just seems crazy. What's this one? My first ever Pixel phone was a 7A, and I will be a Pixel user now ever since. I love them. Nice. Let's see. Pixel makes the best phones. My first phone I ever had was the Windows 8. Wish they would bring them back. Yeah, Windows Mobile was okay. Well, no, I'm fucking lying here. Windows Mobile was actually really well. Actually, to me, it was good. I actually thought like the user interface and everything was decent. With the live tiles and everything. They just didn't have app support. That was their biggest problem. Like, no, like. The way that I saw it, I don't know if you remember that Windows phone that Boost Mobile carried way back in the day, the Lumia something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I had a Lumia something from one of those companies. It was all right.
I mean, like, the only problem I had with it was like when I go into the App Store on the Windows phone, and you're like, you got a legit Facebook app, you got a legit Twitter app, but then it's like Instagram. You look at the developer, it's some person from India. Same thing with Snapchat, and same thing with every other social platform. It was like you couldn't trust it signing in through their at-home developed app. Not ever thinking in your head, are they ciphering my logins and are they going to hack my account? So you just didn't have a lot of options in the App Store. Mm-hmm. But as far as a user interface, I thought it was pretty decent.
Yeah, I mean, they were a little buttery compared to Android at the time, I think, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is just that app support, they weren't developing apps for the Windows phones, and I think that's what really killed it. I think that's really basically killed it, like I said. Pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
Couldn't have a good experience if you had no apps to use on it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you would have to use like these random like third or fourth party apps, like and they didn't even work half the time. So it's like, what do we do? How do I access Facebook? Oh, I have to get on a browser. Okay, like
everything was browser at that point.
Basically, YouTube. Like, I'm just like, okay, like it's like back then it was like what 2013, 2014. I was like, at that point it's like if they can't figure out how to do that, then that they really need to blame the app developers for Windows back then also.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so from like my digging around on that, really what it is, and it's kind of messed up, but it's out of our hands. It's the app developers themselves. So like Snap Inc., was developing for iPhone or for iOS, and they were developing for Android, and they just really didn't want to take on developing for Windows. And a lot of the other services were like that. Facebook, on the other hand, they already owned Instagram at that time. I don't understand why they didn't just, develop, because that was the biggest killer to it. There was like Instagram was popping back then, everyone was on it and everything. So, you know, besides Facebook, they should have made a dedicated Instagram app, but they didn't do it. Yep. So Windows died just because of these social platforms that didn't want to support their operating system.
Agreed.
Brian says, I hope TSMC replaces. So that is the plan. From what I've been reading about, everything related to the Tensor chips from Google has all pointed towards that. The G3 is the last one that they're going to go with Samsung on. So the 9 may have, the G4, and the G4 may be built by a different company, not from Samsung. But honestly, I think this is a good move for Google, anyways, to move away from Samsung, because it allows Samsung to rebuild their Exynos brand. They intend to do that. They know that the Exynos chips are shitty. To be honest, they're shitty. They really are.
I mean, I think they're a little a step above the MediaTek processors.
They are.
Bit, yeah.
But I know Samsung, and I know that that's not where they want their Exynos to be compared on the packing order of things. Like they really want it to be up there against Qualcomm, which is who they use for their American model flagship devices. They always go to Qualcomm for it. Because like me, I'm all for companies building their own chip. It just means that we have a lower price when buying these phones, because we're not having to cover the cost of what they had to pay to have a bulk order of, Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 chips sent to them to put in their flagships. They're building their own chip. It's not, we're only recovering the cost of what it cost them time and development of that chip. And it's not as much as ordering from another company. So that's the reason why Pixels became more cheaper. That's the reason you saw the Pixel 6 launch at $599 instead of $900. It was that very reason they started using their own chip, sort of. But yeah, I just wanted to get rid of the modem. The Samsung modems are the ones that have the biggest problems. Like, they really do. Let's see. Okay, let's catch up.
I mean, I really enjoyed my Samsung A54 last year, man. I kind of regret getting rid of that phone, honestly. I mean, you have the A53 still, right? You still have the A53, right? But I mean, yeah, it's I wasn't really disappointed in that phone. I think after a few updates, and I think it got before I sold it, I think it had the Android 14. It had the Android 14 update, and it ran a lot smoother after the Android 14 update. So
it did. Same. Yeah. It did. Same for the Galaxy A53. Both my daughters have my Galaxy A53s now that I got them both unlocked from Boost Mobile. So they have them. My oldest daughter's running hers on Metro, and my youngest daughter's running hers on Helium. So welcome in.
Yeah, man. I'm interested to see what's going to happen with Helium and the Pixel 8a also, because they're really kind of pushing the Pixel devices on their platform also.
They are. I mean, I'll be honest with you, if they do some sort of crazy ass sale with the Pixel 8a, I will, instead of just buying out cash from the Google Store, I will I'll invest my money, convert it into Helium tokens, and buy it from them. That would be my plan. Let's see. Melissa says, got a late start. Been working on my knee to make it stronger. I do enjoy your videos on the Pixel phones. I'm a little disappointed the 8A didn't come. It did. The Pixel 8A has a 256 model from what I'm seeing from everyone talking about it. Because that's why there's right here. Boom. 128, 256, UFS 3.1 storage. If you get the 256 model, it is $549, not $499. Yep. I was going to go through the specs right now too. So yeah, so there's your 3 colors, everybody. Your 3 colors: aloe, bay, porcelain. And you know what? I'm sorry, they need to change the name of the white one from porcelain. If they called it snow like they did before, I'm good with that. When I hear porcelain, I think of toilet. It's like the nickname for
Porcelain.
porcelain. Yeah, like some people will say that, like, oh, like you ever heard that that terminology? Like if you're at a party, people are drinking, and someone's throwing up in the bathroom. They're like, "What's he doing?" Oh, he's praying to the porcelain god. So it just sticks. Call it snow or something. But yeah, these are your guys' four color options. Um, so I'll just go over this as a bulk and then get your thoughts on it. But so the display is a 6.1-inch Actua display, 20 by 9 aspect ratio with a 1080 by 2400 OLED at 430 pixels per inch. You got the smooth display up to 120 hertz, and I'll say why that is in a little bit. Corning Gorilla Glass 3, always on display with at a glance and now playing. Yeah, we know that crap. Up to 14,000 nits in HDR and up to 2,000 nits peak brightness. HDR support, full 24-bit depth for 16 million colors. So what do you think about the display so far?
I mean, for the most part, the fact that it's got the 120 hertz refresh rate now, opposed to some of the older Pixel A series phones, is a lot of people can't be complaining about that now, I guess. But other than that, you know what I mean. The only thing that's really important to me as far as the screen is if I can see it when I'm outside during the day, basically.
Yeah, that 2000 nits is
Yeah.
really up there compared to the 7A and previous A series devices. So you will be able to see that clear out there at 2000 nits peak brightness.
Yeah.
My thing with the 120 hertz, and I just want people to understand this. So yes, the display can go at 120 hertz refresh. Up to is a key word they're giving you there because the phone actually controls that. So if you're in something that, I guess the phone governs really doesn't need 120 hertz, you will not be scrolling in smooth 120 hertz refresh.
Yeah.
So, and I don't believe they have like a permanent always on for that refresh rate to stay locked at that. So you're going to have to custom ROM it, or they're going to have to introduce it in Android 15 where you can lock it at 120 hertz. But I mean, it does save on battery, I guess. Because if you're doing something that doesn't require that smoothness of the display, then why waste your battery, trying to power that? Okay, let's see. Height 6 inches, width 2.9 inches. The in-depth thickness is 0.4, and it weighs 6.6 ounces. So that's a pretty small phone. I say it is definitely going to be smaller than my Pixel 6a for sure. Probably it looks like the same size as my iPhone 12.
6A is like a 6.2, no, or 6.3 maybe.
I think the 6a is a 6.3. The display itself is
small.
6.1.
I mean, I like the size of the 6A. I never got to get my hands on the 7A.
The 7a is about the same size as the 6a. It just the camera bar on it is a little bit lower on the body, so that top part is a little bit thick, like a little bit higher. That's all they really changed, which sucks. They should have kept it the same size, same dimensions as the 6a, so you can use your 6a case on your 7a, not have to go out and buy another one.
I know. Phone companies, you think they would be smart about that?
Yeah. No, they know what they're doing. They want you to buy their Google case.
Let's make it like 0.02 inches bigger than the
They
other.
will. They're that fucking petty to do that.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got battery and charging. So they say it goes more than 24 hours of battery life, up to 72 hours battery life with extreme battery saver. Your typical 4492 milliamp hours is the battery capacity. Your minimum is 4404. Fast charging, wireless charging, Qi certified. It's the same wireless charging as a 7A, so it's not the fast wireless charging. It's like 5 watts. So that's keeping the 7A alive in the form of the 8A. Memory and storage, 8 gigabytes of LPDDR5X RAM, and then you got the 128 and 256 gigabyte storage. Processor Tensor G3 with a Titan M2 security chip, and it has all these additional things where they threw under security. So you got the VPN with Google One at no extra cost, end-to-end security designed by Google, Tensor security core, Titan M2 security chip, and trusted execution environment. 7 years of OS security and feature drop updates. anti-malware, anti-phishing protection, including support for passkeys. Yeah, all that stuff. Android system intelligence. Oh, that's nice to have. Cameras.
For sure.
Yeah, 64 megapixel quad PD wide camera, and then a 13 megapixel ultra wide camera. So, oh, interesting. 1.89 aperture rating on the 64 sensor. Super res zoom up to 8 times zoom. Well, that's nice. You got a 2.2 aperture rating on the 13 megapixel ultra wide. 120 degree field of view, lens correction. I don't know about that video then. That lens correction can be a bit wonky, but you got optical and electronic image stabilization on wide. So that's nice. And the front camera is a 13 megapixel, about the same specifications as the ultra wide. 96.5 degree ultra wide view, field of view. So you got a really wide shot with that. And as far as camera features, Magic Editor, Best Take, Magic Eraser, Photo Unblur, Real Tone, Face Unblur, Panorama, Manual White Balancing, Locked Folder, Night Sight, Top Shot, Portrait Mode, Portrait Light, Motion, Autofocus, Frequent Faces, Dual Exposure Controls, Live HDR Plus, Ultra HDR, Long Exposure, Astrophotography, and Super Res Zoom. So you're getting everything that the Pixel 8 has. Just, in a less expensive body.
Case. Yeah, less expensive body.
Yeah. I'll put at that. Video, 4K video recording in 30 frames per second and 60 frames per second. And then you got 1080p video recording in both 30 and 60 frames per second as well. Front camera could do 4K at 30 frames. I don't understand why the front camera can only do 4K at 30 frames and then 1080p at 30 frames. Like, I think by now, with how long that's been out, I think that they should be able to give us 60 frames per second on the selfie cam video recording. What do you think?
Well, I mean, like I don't think a lot of I guess smartphone manufacturer companies think that a lot of people use the selfie cams when it comes to like vlogging and taking pictures, I guess at this point, right? Especially when it comes to videos. So I was like, maybe that's why they don't want to up it to like 60 frames on the 4K, right? I just don't think that there's enough wanting of that.
Well, I guess I should take to Twitter and keep just like sending tweets daily, like automatically with like the message, put 60 frame support on selfie cam video recording, because I use it for vlogging. That's why I record with my iPhone 12 or my iPhone 11 Pro Max, because they have 60 frames with the selfie cam recording.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But we do get the other features here, like slow-mo video support at 240 frames per second. 4K time lapse with stabilization. Oh yeah, that's right. The 8 series has the astrophotography time lapse. So not only do you take a photo, now you can take a time lapse quick clip with astrophotography. Man, I want to try that.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably try that. You live out, in an area where I'm sure you can find an area that's like super dark to be able to set up a tripod and just take an astrophotography time lapse. That'd be so dope to see.
I haven't tried doing it, but like where I live, there's too much lights because I live in the city, right? So it's like I would have to like drive out to like the boonies for it to be like worth it, I guess.
If you do it, bring a friend and a weapon.
Yeah, right.
Never know.
Yeah.
Never know who's out there, man.
No, true. Especially at nighttime.
Yeah. Let's see, what else do we have? Yeah, optical image stabilization, fused video stabilization. That's new. 4K cinematic pan video stabilization, 4K locked video stabilization, 1080p active video stabilization, digital zoom up to 5 times zoom, and it records in formats of basically HEVC and AVC. That's 8.265 on the HEVC, and then AVC records at H.264. So if you want that raw video footage, you have that. Stereo recording, speech enhancement, wind noise reduction, and audio magic eraser. So this is kind of like the biggest things, the reason why I want the 8A. I could get the 8 too if I wanted it, because it has these features, but this is mainly it. If I vlog, I want these things to like really fix the audio. so that way people can, be more immersed in my videos and hear more of what I'm saying and not have to worry about any like, background noise and stuff to interfere with videos. So it's got face unlock. You still get the fingerprint unlock under the display and face unlock, the same one that the Pixel 7a has. USB Type C 3.2, dual SIM, single nano SIM, and eSIM. So yes, to answer that question from earlier, there's still physical SIM support. Let's see, connectivity Wi-Fi 6E at 802.11ax with 2.4 gigahertz plus 5 gigahertz plus 6 gigahertz plus HE80 plus MIMO. You have that for Wi-Fi connectivity. Network. This is where I think what was it? Ricky kind of pointed it out. Well, let me see here. That's 5G sub 6. The sub 6. Nope, I don't see N70. Oh, there it is. 5G. So there's two different models. Also, this is what I was talking about. So you have the unlocked model. That's the 5G sub 6 with bands N1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 20, 28, 48, 66, 71, 77, and 78. You have a millimeter wave option that supports N260 and N261. But this one up here, which is 5G sub 6 also, but this one is the one for Dish because you got N70 right there, which is what Dish's 5G supports for their VONR. Yeah, VONR, their voice over 5G. That's what you need to use the Rainbow SIM on Boost Infinite. So, yep, Ricky was right.
The Verizon model right now.
Brad says, does it get the OS update security and feature updates? So it gets all of it. The reason why they list them all out is because if they say that it gets 7 years of support, then people are going to think the usual 3 years of OS and 7 years of security patch. But they genuinely mean 7 Android OS upgrades along with the security patches that they release out for that 7 years and the Pixel feature drop. So if like on Android 21 they have a new feature where it can scan your face and make like a real to life AI image of your face that mimics your movements and talk. If the new Pixel gets that, this Pixel will get that pretty much. It's a bold statement and a bold move for them to do. 7 years is quite a bit.
Yeah.
It pretty much is. But there it goes. Like you get 7 years of Android OS updates. You get 7 years of security patches. You get 7 years of feature drop updates. So that's what they mean by, 7 years. So I will be 49 when I'm upgrading. This is my only thing. This is my only thing here, though. Corning Gorilla Glass 3. Like, honestly, I felt like they could have thrown in Gorilla Glass Victus. That's how I feel. Does anyone in the chat agree with me? Gorilla Glass Victus, do you think they could have still released it at the same price, but with a more durable screen? IP67 dust and water resistant, fingerprint resistant coating, matte composite back with matte aluminum frame. Yes. So yes, it is for sure. I'm going obsidian.
I think I would go porcelain, your favorite.
The porcelain god.
I like the white and black. I wish they would do a red, honestly.
I know, like, what are they waiting for? They're like waiting for like the Pixel 10 and the new, interesting, and for the first time ever released red, but not just red, Google Red. Like, I don't know. Red and yellow.
That would be nice.
Yeah, that should be the next exclusive colors, like on the freaking Pixel 9 or even on the Pixel 10. Red and yellow. Fuck it, just do it all. I mean, the Google logo has all the colors on it. Just do the exact colors on the Google logo every year for those devices. Like, give options. I like options. Oh, let's see. What do you get in the box? You get one Pixel 8a, because heaven forbid they accidentally put two phones in the box and then you get a steal. A 1 meter USB-C to USB-C cable with USB 2.0. quick switch adapter. So that's that little Type A to Type C little micro adapter in there, and then a SIM tool. God, come on, people, put a freaking charging box in there, a wall brick. Like, some of us destroyed ours from like our Pixel 3s that we got. We don't have them anymore. So let's, golly, man, what is so bad about giving us? Like, I know what they're doing. It's like, yeah, we're trying to save the environment. And you look on their website, and it's like, spend $30 for a 30-watt charger from Google. Like, fuck off. Just give it to me in the box. I'm already paying top dollar for this, especially today with inflation and how much everything costs. Like, you would think they would give that back to us. But yeah, those are the specs of it. Pretty much the rundown. And it's like $499 for the 128 base model. You can finance it for $20.79 a month for 24 months with Google financing.
I don't think a lot of people would probably want to get the base model at this point, so I'm kind of glad that they're offering the 256 gig option, right? Because I feel like a lot of people eat through the memory on 128 gig models very quick nowadays.
Oh yeah. Plus too, I mean, I'm happy for it because honestly, I can survive on 128. So I know the 256s are going to be sold out pretty damn fast. So that gives me a chance to get a matte black one at a 128. Because I use a lot of the cloud storage, like, you know, the Google One cloud storage. A lot of my photos and stuff are like superly backed up to that. And then, you know, it's even better. Like, you know, the developers of Evolution X, if you guys are watching this, I know they're working hard on Android for 15. They're working on 15 to release it for us at the end of this year or beginning of next year. If they make Evolution X for the Pixel 8a, I hope that they still do the little fudging that they do. My Pixel 6a, I can back up all my photos in full resolution, like as if it was a Pixel 4 or Pixel 3. It doesn't downgrade my photos. I love that about that custom ROM. Custom ROMs are awesome. I'm sorry, I geek out on them. They're just so awesome. I can do so much with them. So, oh man. The Unworthy Zoomer says, I would like the 256 model, but honestly, I'm fine with the base model. I think a lot of people are going to go after the 256. I'll be okay with the 128. Like, on most of my Pixel devices that are 128, they're only like at 46% of the memory used. I guess I'm a light user. I don't have a lot of apps on my phones that I use besides the social media ones that I'm active on. So yeah, 128 will be fine. What about you? Can you survive on 128?
I don't think so. Yeah, like for like because of the way I take videos, because I'm pretty heavy when it comes to like using my phones now for you know, taking videos and editing and exporting my videos through my phones nowadays. So like I've noticed that, like, you know, pretty much after like maybe like a month of making videos, my memory pretty much fills up, and I'll get like the notification saying, oh, you're running low on system memory, right? Like less than 10 gigs, obviously. So I'm just like, oh crap, you know what I mean? So like with the Pixel 7 Pro, that's already happened to me a couple of times. And so like now that unless the phone has expandable memory, which these phones do not, unfortunately, right? I won't get 100, like I won't get one of those models anymore, 128.
Do you have Google One?
I think I do, but I don't. I mean, most of my stuff backs up to the cloud, I guess, like the photos and videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's like, I need to double check that, honestly, because like I know I pay like some sort of like subscription also for that as well. So it says 55% of my so half of my, I guess, my cloud storage is you know, is already full, but I actually have to go in there and like delete stuff every now and then, because I only pay for the 100 gigabytes for Google One. I guess it's like they charge me like $1 or $2 a month.
Yeah, it's funny because yesterday I had to pay my subscription to Google One, and so I was getting out my credit card to do that, and my wife's looking at me. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, I need to pay Google One, like, because it had the subscription I ran out 2 days ago. So like in Gmail and everything, I was getting that stupid fucking notice at the top that was like, "You're out of storage. You can't get any more emails." I'm like, shut up, like leave me alone on that. So I paid it, and she's like, "Why are you paying it?" And she like flipped her phone around, and I didn't even know she subscribed to it annually. So it's
Oh, wow.
$20 a year for the base Google One
Oh,
subscription,
okay.
which is
Yeah,
like what
it's a little
100 gigs of
cheaper.
cloud. Yeah, and I'm
Yeah,
like, when did?
they
Oh,
do
go
that.
ahead.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, they do the annual billing now. I think so people can save money, but it's just like I'm kind of just lazy. I'd rather just do like the one or $2 a month, and that's it.
Yeah, that's so like, but I didn't know my wife did that, and I'm like, when did you do this? She's like, oh, when we got our tax returns. She's like, why didn't you? I'm like, I don't like the way in my household and the way it is. I make the money, my wife makes the money, but she's in charge of the finances. I don't know
Mhm.
shit about my bills because yeah, I just don't have the patience. Um, and nice question here. Also curious, how old are you? Because you said you'll be 50 when Android 21 comes out. I'll be 49, I think, when Android 21 comes out. Right now, I am 41 years old, and in 3 months, I will be 42. Damn, man, I'm getting old. Been doing YouTube since fucking 2011. Well, 2010 technically, but my main channel like went down. But this channel's been around since 2011. That's a long fucking time.
Yeah, no, man. I just turned 38 this past month, so I'm
Yeah.
feeling it. I'm feeling 38. That's for sure.
But you know, you're still in the 30s bracket, so that's nice.
I mean, does that even count, right? I'm basically 40 already, so.
Pretty much. I mean, you know, if they well, no, actually no, because people are saying that 30 is a new 20, so I guess that puts you back in the 20s bracket.
Oh my god! Well, if I only didn't have gray hairs and and whatever else.
Um, so here's a funny story for you guys. My son at one point thought I was a vampire. Like he watched this anime. I don't remember what the name of it was. I know it's not Vampire Hunter D, but he watched this anime that had to do with like vampires and warlocks and stuff like that. And he was like, in there, vampires, you know, they feed on human blood and they stay young looking. And I'm like, okay, what's your point? So he just like kind of like backs away from me. And he's just like, are you a vampire? I'm like, have you seen me like go hunting, stalking throughout the night, draining the blood of the innocent? He's like, I don't know. My bedtime's at like 9 o'clock. I'm like, he's got a damn good point there, but I'm still awake. But I'm like, I assure you, I am not a vampire, and I don't think I look young at all. I think I look right around what I should be for my age, but people say that I don't. I leave it to other people to decide.
I get that a lot also, right? A lot of people think I'm still like in my at least like my mid or late 20s, right? They don't think I'm in my late 30s already. It's like when I'm at work also, and that I have people, call me, hijo, right? And they're like, oh, me, hijo, me, hijo, like mijo, come over here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, okay, calm down. I'm not like 16, I'm 38. You don't have to call me mijo anymore. like,
To be honest, if I didn't know your age, dude, I swear to God, I would think that you're like 24, 25.
Oh man, well, go look at my older videos and then look at more recent videos that have my face, and you'll see the difference, I guess.
Slight difference, but there's not really a huge difference. Like to be honest, it's not. So I was like, I mean, I guess that's the same way for me, right? Like I can see my differences in age. Other people say, like I still get questioned. What was it? Like a month ago, I walked my daughter to school, and she's in 7th grade, and school security stopped me. And this is why, like, I don't shave my face. This is one of the reasons why.
Yeah.
When I did clean shave, so he stopped me, literally trying to drag my ass back to their office, and I'm like looking at him like, you're gonna feel stupid when you find out that I am not a student, and didn't let me pull out my ID until we got to the office. And when we got there, that's when I pulled out my ID and put it on the table, and they looked at me, and then the lady looked even closer. She did not believe I was born in 82.
Like, it's a fake ID.
It's like, yes, lady, I'm born in 82.
That's
like,
crazy.
I can tell you, I started kindergarten in 1987. I was in the Philippines in, I think, 1991 when the volcano erupted. And Clark Air Base had to evacuate. I was there for that. I lived in Guam for a while. I lived in Hawaii for a while. I've been to Japan. I've been to South Korea. Like, I've been to a lot of places, and I remember things that would prove that I'm of that age, like those old tube televisions, not flat screens.
Right. It's like we had to pull over and find you know, a not a smartphone, but a you know, a payphone to call people.
Yeah, and the payphone had to be equipped with a white and yellow pages. Who remembers
Right.
that? It's like, dude, I used to. My mom, I love her so much. Rest in peace, mom. But my mom, you know how remember the phone books you used to have like the coupons for like pizzas at
Oh yeah,
Domino's, and
dude. Of
my mom
course.
would make me. She would pull over to a payphone and make me run in there and grab the page and rip it out for the coupon.
Hey, we did what we had to do back in the day to save a couple of bucks also, man. Jeez.
Oh yeah, so it's like, yeah, I really am 42. Well, gonna be 42 years old. Um, I told my kids not to celebrate it. You know, it's another year. Birthdays are not my thing. Like I celebrate their birthdays because I'm watching them grow and grow older and becoming an adult. Like
Mm-hmm.
in freaking 2 weeks from today, 2 weeks from today, my oldest son graduates high school.
Sheesh. And that's because he's already been doing a lot, right? He has a job. He was doing what, an internship as well, right?
Yep, he's doing an internship for Department of Public Safety, Cybersecurity, and he works at Albertsons as a courtesy clerk. So he has 2 jobs in school.
Dang, bro. That's a lot of, you know, that's a lot before even graduating high school, man. When I was a senior in high school, I was just picking my nose and playing PS2 and GameCube back then. Probably I wasn't even, I mean, I wanted to work. I wanted to work, but my parents, they were really against me getting a job until after I graduated high school, right? So I mean, like, and plus I didn't have a car or license, so it's like, damn, like, you know, I was kind of limited, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was very limited, you know.
Yeah, this month is going to be like super busy for me. So like I'm trying to get you know, as much live stream topics out and as much videos out in the next week and a half because well, next week because on the 15th my son's like the elementary school that my son goes to, it's actually
Mm-hmm.
there's 2 different elementary schools on the same school grounds and one is from grades K through 3rd and the other is from 4th to 6th grade. And they do a graduation ceremony for the 3rd graders going to the next elementary school for grades 4 through 6. So my youngest son has his 3rd grade graduation. It's at 3:45 p.m. at his school, and the same day, my older son at Department of Public Safety, they're doing an event for their interns to give them like a celebration for good work and everything.
Nice.
So and it's formal. So like I think tonight my wife and I are going shopping. I got to get a new like button up shirt and new tie. I still got some pretty good black slacks and dress shoes, so it's formal dressing. So I got that going for him. My younger son going for him. My youngest daughter, it has a 6th grade ceremony that she's graduating from because she's going to middle school now for 7th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this is a lot. So that's for this month of May. June is my anniversary with my wife, and it's also my sister's birthday on the same day. I didn't even think when I got married, like it was my sister's birthday. So
Oh wow, yeah.
yeah. July is my youngest son's birthday month. August is my youngest daughter's, mine's and my wife's month for our birthdays.
Jeez.
September's my oldest daughter's. Our favorite holiday, Halloween's in October, and my oldest son's birthdays, well, my second oldest son's birthday is in November, which is the one that's graduating. And my oldest son, my first son, his is in December. So this rest of the year, I'm busy.
Hell yeah, dude. I mean, that's how it goes. That's just a part of being a parent, and I can't relate because I have no kids, right? Maybe one day I'll be lucky enough to sprout a few offspring, if I meet the right girl,
Maybe.
of course, obviously. But it's like, I'm just chilling. I'm chilling, still collecting Pokemon cards, and still doing tech videos at 38 years old.
Dude, I'm doing tech videos at 41. I've been doing this since 2011. I mean, some people would have thought that, that we would have given up. Because for those who don't know, B-Tech has been with me through this entire journey.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we were always bouncing off each other's videos. And when I would talk about Virgin mobile phones that I didn't have ownership of, information I got was from Mike from B-Tech. He would hit me up on social media and be like, he got this phone from Virgin. He's doing an unboxing, and when he's using the phone and getting ready to take his notes down for what he's going to do on the review of it, he would pass me info. That's where I got it from. So
Yeah, man, that's like we're throwbacking way too far already. These people don't need to know how old we are, Tito. Come on.
We already told them our age. If we didn't tell them our age, I wouldn't have gone that far back. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, we were around the days of like, let's call it Pixel 4. We were around since the days of Pixel 4. Wouldn't be that old.
yeah, dude, it's crazy because like I'll see people post on Facebook. They're like, "Oh I've been out of high school for 10 years." I'm like, "Oh my god, it's been 20 years for me already." You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I mean, this year would be my 20 year college or high school graduation, I guess, because I graduated high school in 2004.
Yeah, 4 years after me, dude.
Yeah,
I'm class of 2000.
and it's like I still work with people that were like graduated in like 18 or 2016. They're like, "Oh, I can't believe it's been 5 years or 10 years since I graduated high school." I'm like, man, wait until you hit 20 and you'll feel really hella old. I mean 10 years, that wasn't that bad. You're 28 years old, but it's like, oh, once you reach those late 30s, then you're gonna be like, damn, where has the time gone?
We got this comment here. So I'm going to address two comments right now. So Brian asks, so what would you define as feeling young? So what I would say to answer that question, Brian, I mean, it's just how you feel. Like, I guess part of like for me and like, my grand aunt, my uncles in Thailand, they all believe the same thing. But like when you have like a child mind and a child heart, like the energy of a child, not like the thinking of a child, but like, the energy of them, you stay younger. So if for anyone wants to know, my 8-year-old son has the best childhood that he's ever gonna have, just because like his, we play, like he brings his toys in my room. I still play with toys. I'll be honest with everybody. I still play with toys. Maybe my son will talk. We'll hang out. He'll bring his Sonic the Hedgehog action figures, and we let our imaginations run wild. And sometimes I'm even shocked how I still have that kind of imagination at my age. But you're only as old as you feel, technically.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of the same way. I mean, I don't really play with the toys, but I collect them, and I still find myself going to Target or Walmart, and I still go to the toy section looking for stuff, right? Just as an adult, I think it's interesting. Because it does give me like a sense of calming, I guess, because that's what I would do when I was a kid, right? It makes you feel comfortable. I'd love going to the video game section and seeing what they have on sale, right? I was able to able to snag AEW Fight Forever on the PS4 for $10 because it was on clearance.
Oh shit! How's the game?
Yeah. Oh, it's not very fun. I'm trying to do like the story mode. It's called Road to the Elite or whatever. And I tried playing it a couple of times already. It's just not very enjoyable, like the gameplay. I was thinking about streaming it a while back, and I was like, you know what I mean? But I was like, maybe there's just things I don't know how to do compared to like other games. But I still find myself, I like going to like little I mean, I went to Comic-Con recently in my local area, and I go to local vending events, right? Maybe like little indoor flea markets here and there, because I like to see what they have and what I can collect. And I mean, I think one of these days I might do a video on just like what I have here, like as far as Funko Pops and what I've been collecting. Like I told you earlier, I've been doing I'm starting to kind of get back into Pokemon collecting. I do have a channel for Pokemon, like unpacking the the cards and whatnot. But it's stuff that I enjoy doing, and I find it comfortable for me and enjoyable, and I just it's an enthusiast thing, right? It's stuff that you just never really grow out of. I remember my dad, he would take me to the flea markets when I was young, and I think that may have where it started from when I was a kid, right? Even though I wasn't buying a lot of stuff as a kid, right? I think growing up, I think my parents, they did their best giving me what they can give me. I mean, I had the original Nintendo, the original Super Nintendo, the N64, the PlayStation. I grew up with all that, right? So it's like I just have an appreciation for all of that, and still in today's market, when it comes to like the newer stuff, it's like I get intrigued, and I just enjoy doing a lot of those things, just going out and collecting, man.
Now, as long as you have the things that keep you calm, the aging slows down. But
that's why we never
this
really
one's
grow
for
up.
You. This comment's for you.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, he goes, you both don't look your age. My father was in his 50s when I was born, so I have a different view on age. Never too late to have kids.
Well, Tito doesn't have to worry about that, right? But I'm hoping that I can at least get one before the age of 50. I definitely can attest to that, right? Let's see, times were very difficult when my dad was born, yet he has a smartphone. It's amazing. I bet you have to show him how to do things on your parents' smartphones, because that's what my parents are in their 70s now, right? So I'm constantly having to, my mom's always coming to my, over here and asking me, hey, like, I need you to look at my phone for this and that, and I'm just like, okay. And then sometimes, my dad's a little more, I guess, tech in oriented, but he's still, every now and then something will happen, and I'll have to look at his phone. He has an older phone. I think he has the TCL 10 Pro, which I passed on to him a couple of years back, and he's had it ever since, and he hasn't complained or once said, oh, I want a new phone. You know what I mean? I mean, that phone's already like 4 years old probably. You know what I mean? So he's had it already. So
my dad's got the Pixel 6a. Like, he still has it.
Good phone.
Yep. The next time that I go see him, since basically I got a good handle on using ADB to sideload flash a custom ROM onto a Pixel, so he wants that Graphene OS, the one that's like a de-Googled operating system, and he wants that put on his Pixel 6a. So I'm like, when I go back over there, I'll end up doing it. I'll probably go live when I do it so I can show people how to do it. I think it's pretty much the same thing. You're just going to unlock the bootloader and then freaking boot in the fast boots and make sure you have all necessary files and platform tools and just start command flashing everything in. And it's like, so it's pretty much like the same thing. But my dad, he's going to be 75 next year. He already turned 74. So, he's still enjoying his life. He's still
young.
Him.
I mean, 75. That's the new 55, I guess, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
My stepmom, she does Instagram Reels, so it's crazy because like my dad's never really videos.
Dude, my mom makes Facebook Reels, and she actually, like, just like you. I know you said you kind of made a little bit of money back then, right, on Reels and Instagram Reels. My mom, she has, I think, 25,000 followers on her Facebook page. And dude, and like she started making money back in January, and like I think now finally she's like over the $100 a month thing when it comes to $100. I think, I mean, you still get payouts if you make under $100. I think on Facebook you only have to make like $25 in order to get a payout. But like now she's like getting to the point where she's making like over or around $100. So I'm like, damn, like, but I'm like, damn, Facebook really doesn't pay, because like I'm looking at her analytics, and like, man, she like, her, some days she'll get like 30,000 views on her videos. You know what I mean? So like I'm seeing her monthly results, 225,000 views. Obviously they're short videos, right? So like they're limited on what they make, I guess. I don't know what the determining factor on how much you can make on Facebook is, but like she's getting good traction. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like, damn, like if I was only getting this on my YouTube platform, right, I'd be like, I wouldn't have to be working. I would just be, chilling, and you know what I mean? She's got almost 30,000 followers. I can't believe that. And all she really does is she just reposts, like she'll find like a song that she likes that's on the platform, and she'll just post up like a picture with it, and that's it. That's it basically.
Yeah. Yeah, my stepmom's doing she does Instagram Reels, and it's like it's pretty cool because she does it because she's retired from work. She's living on her investments. She made some good investment choices, and so she's doing well off. And my dad's retired from two different government entities. So he's retired from the United States Air Force. He did 20 years. And then he ended up working as a civil service, where civilians that work for the military, and he was still doing the same job duty that he was doing in the Air Force, which is an electrician for it was the C-17s. Then he switched over to the KC-130s, which are military aircrafts. So he's getting retirement from those two things, plus just like he makes money now still, but it's not something that like he needs. He does it for fun, which he works as a private contractor that delivers cars between where he lives and Dallas, Texas. So he drives cars from dealerships.
That's pretty awesome, dude. I mean, contracted work, you're not always working, but I mean, it keeps him busy.
Yeah, he can't sit and do nothing. My dad's always been an active hard worker. So you
Yeah,
just
and
got
then
to
he's
do
getting
something.
those 2 pension checks. So I mean, you can't complain about that at all, dude. Honestly.
Nope, nope, he's doing all right.
Yeah,
But like I
he's
see him,
chilling. He's chilling.
I see him in my stepmom's videos, and like, they're having a great time. But I always
Yeah.
like, when my dad talks to me, I'm like, "Are you comfortable being in videos?" And he's like, "I always tell her to get that thing out of my face." I'm like, "I don't think so, because you look pretty happy." I mean,
I
he's
think it's
doing
a
his
generational thing though for some
yeah.
people. Yeah,
He
because it's
but
just
it's
not something they're used to.
yeah, but he's like, it's weird because he's like, in the videos, you could tell like by his expressions that he's not upset being on video. Like he's doing a freaking snazzy dance is what I call them. Those weird footworks that that kids dance to in like the 50s in New York. That's
Hmm.
where my dad was raised.
Oh, wow.
So he does those things, or he does little joke things to my stepmom on camera, and I'm like, you saying that you don't like being on camera, you're full of it, Dad. You don't mind being on there with your wife.
Oh, for sure, man. Well, like I know my mom doesn't really care to be on camera, like so she'll never like. But I'm like, mother, if you like just live stream one of these days, I was like, they'd probably be sending on because on Facebook I think they call it stars or
Yeah,
whatever. So I'm just like,
yeah.
they'd probably be like sending you a lot of stars, right? You know what I mean? Like, sheesh, like you could probably be making more than what you're making now, obviously, right? But I mean, like she it keeps her busy. She's semi-retired. My dad's fully retired, so it's like he's just here. He likes to watch his fishing videos on YouTube and whatever little hobbies that he likes. He'll watch the tutorial videos on how to like make food on Facebook, and then he'll come and do it like in the kitchen, stuff like that. And my mom's just busy doing her reels and just keeping herself busy with that. So I'm just I'm glad that they're at least doing something and keeping their minds occupied because I'm like I know it was different like for my grandparents back then.
Yeah.
They didn't have a lot of entertainment. They didn't have as much entertainment as they do nowadays, like where they can get on YouTube and search that kind of stuff. My grandparents they didn't they never had cable. They had just the TV antenna, whatever free channels they got, and they were just watching the Mexican stations back then.
Yeah, that's pretty much what my dad does. But like my stepmom's Filipino, so she watches all the programming from the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
They call them novellas too. It's so weird. If you go to
Yeah,
if you go to
novellas.
the Philippines, and if you speak Spanish, you go to the Philippines, you'll be able to understand, at least with the northern islands, their
Mm-hmm.
language is Tagalog, which is a blend of their native words and Spanish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No,
It's
yeah.
not unless you go to the southern islands and then they speak the other dialects, like Ilocano is the dialect they use in the south, and that's purely their native tongue. But yeah, they watch their stuff nowadays. Or my dad, like, he watches old game shows like what was it, Hollywood Squares, freaking that one show with the pyramids. Oh man, there's so many game shows from like way back in the day, and my dad likes watching those. And I'm like, these are reruns. Like, these game shows don't exist anymore, so you pretty much probably remember who wins.
Yep. My dad's the same though. He likes to just watch old reruns of like Western movies or even modern
Mhm.
like Western movies. I'm like, I can't get into it because you just see people like dragging people from on horses or whatever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And just like they're just shooting each other blank range and they're not getting shot. I'm just like, man, these guys have to have the worst aim ever when it comes to stuff like that, man. Because I'm just like, oh my
Yeah.
god, you know what I mean? Like it's so like, and then he gets mad at me for watching wrestling. Wrestling's fake and this and that. I'm like, well, how is what you're watching not fake? I mean, it's like, I'm like, yeah, that maybe did happen. There is non-fictional things that happened back in the the 1800s where stuff like that happened. But I mean, come on, like this is like the dumbest shit like I've seen like on TV. But I just like to talk smack also. So
My dad, that's one thing I really like about my dad. He actually, like, today he doesn't actively watch wrestling, but he did watch wrestling. He's the one that got me introduced into it. So like,
yeah, no, every now and
I
then I'll see my
remember.
dad. He'll be watching it on the TV once, but not so much anymore. But like growing up and stuff, he would still watch it. When I was a kid.
Yeah, I think the very first pay-per-view I watched, because my dad, he bought it, he watched it, and he asked me if I wanted to watch with him in the living room. We watched WrestleMania 5, the Clash of the Mega Powers,
Damn.
and I
That's
got
awesome.
hooked from there. Yeah, dude, I got hooked from that point. I was like watching Hogan and Savage beat each other up, and it was like Savage was jealous, thinking that Elizabeth, who was also managing Hogan, like they had like an affair, and so they were like,
Yeah, there's a lot of drama. You think that the today's stories, if you think today's stories are bad on wrestling guys, back then it was like, it was still pretty interesting back then.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so I started watching wrestling then, watching the Saturday events that they had. I was just watching those, where like it's wrestling times have changed so much, man. When you think about it, like those days, they didn't have their stars, really kind of going against each other on a week basis.
Mm-hmm.
It was usually maybe like the main event would have like the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase against Mr. Perfect. Yeah, so you'll get two stars battling at the main event, but most of the weekly programs was always a superstar versus a jobber.
Oh yeah,
like just some random dude comes out like, this is Kit Spencer, and you're like, who the hell is this? And he's like, some goofy looking guy in tights that's colorful, and then he just spends the next like 10 minutes getting the crap kicked out of him.
I was gonna say, it sounds like modern day AEW basically.
That's pretty much that. So, but like the thing that like sealed my fate to be like a diehard wrestling fan was WrestleMania 6. Title for title, Hogan against Warrior, passing of the torch. And like back then we didn't know so much behind the scenes. So like when I watched, like the shoots that Hogan says about what happened that night, like how Warrior wanted to go home already, and he's like, no, we're not ending the match this early. We're gonna give these fans a good fight. It's like, really? The Ultimate Warrior was a dipshit like that?
Apparently he was. I mean, honestly, man, from the stuff that I've seen, also, not like a lot of people didn't like him. So
yeah, oh yeah, documentaries on him. It was really, because like he was my favorite wrestler when I was a kid, right? So like now when I watch like these things, like Hogan talks about Warrior's time in WCW and how he acted when like the smoke would hit the ring. People are like, he didn't care if you were in his way. He would bash through you to try to escape out of the ring and put other people in danger. His first promo on WCW, he went into business for himself when he mentioned what's his name, the Disciple, and called him the barber. It's like, you must be this dude's barber, and like we already know who the Disciple is when he was in WWF. So it's like, damn, that's fucked up. Like he did all that crap, and he even went in as far as talking about that he never beat a Warrior, which they try to stay away from that because they didn't want anything WWF brought to WCW. And he still did that. I'm like, damn, man, like Warrior, how could you?
Yeah, it's so stupid. I mean, wrestling in the 90s was kind of crazy and a little bit everywhere. I mean, I think, man, don't even get me started on the wrestling conversation. We might have to take this to the other podcast channel over here.
Yeah, we could do a podcast later on this evening or later on this afternoon. I'm down to talk about it because I got.
Yeah, let me know. I'm off today. Mill Hustle has actually said he wanted to do something, so he said he's off today, so maybe I can get him in also.
I mean, like, I was gonna go right now and get something to eat. So if you want to set one up here, we can do one here in like the next half hour.
Well, I gotta also give one of my relatives a ride right now within like the next hour or so. I mean, maybe this evening, maybe that way, you can, go and, pick up your kids from. I know you said you had to pick up your kids or something from school also.
Oh, no, I let them play hooky today.
Oh, for real? They're home from school today. Damn. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, it's half day today, so I'm like, just stay home, guys. I mean, it's like 2 weeks till the end of school. I don't care.
Yeah, man. I know, like you said, it's gonna be a busy couple of weeks. The same thing at work, man. We have Mother's Day. We have, graduations coming up, man. It's gonna be busy time. But yeah, I mean, if anything, I'll DM you. If I can get on before 6. Then yeah, if you're going to be available, of course, right? Of course, I want you to be able to, do what you need to do also.
Yeah, I should be available. You know what? Just keep in touch with me on Google Chat, and I'll let you know.
All right, sounds good. Yeah. I mean, because like I said, I'm gonna go do that, and then I'll be back. But I just, we'll see what you're doing when I get home, I guess.
Yep, and to everyone else that came in here, and holy shit, I didn't realize this. We have 42 people watching. Holy crap!
Oh. Are we on X also?
Yeah, we're on Twitter also. So
okay, yeah. Are we on Twix? Yeah, I was gonna say, man, because I was like, damn. I was like, I've noticed that when I go live on X when I like simulcast, like I see like the views jump up, but then there's not ever anyone that like comments from the platform. I'm just like, who are all these people watching? You know what I mean?
Yeah, they gotta stop being so shy.
For real, man. Like, hey, like smash that heart button and then retweet over here.
Yeah, for sure. But I appreciate everyone that came in and hung out. Hopefully, you guys got a pretty good insight of the Pixel 8a. If you guys are interested in getting it, just know that I want to get one for my birthday, and I'm going with Obsidian because it has that matte look. But yeah, you guys definitely subscribe to B Tech Reviews and check out. I mean, not trying to advertise it in a corny way, but you guys really need to check out his other channels. I mean, he does, his side hustle Mike. He has his car channel too. So there's
30 subs on that channel.
There's
I got 30
everyone.
subs. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying, man. I'm trying to see like what's working and what's not. I even have an automotive channel where I've been posting videos on my little Nissan Versa. So if you guys are interested in that, check that out as well.
Hell yeah, dude. Like, I watch, so I go in there to see what's up and what's happening.
Yeah, man. I already hit it. I hit 1,000 miles on it already. Can you believe that?
Holy shit, dude. You do a lot. Yeah. Well, I mean, you be doing those drivings for those deliveries. So yeah, that's going to tack on.
I've been trying to, drive less with it. I still use my truck. So, we'll see what happens.
See, there you go, ladies. Anyone out there that, is available.
Are you trying to advertise me?
Yeah, there we go. Hey, why not, man? Well, no,
yeah, sure. If they're nerdy and they like tech and video games and Pokemon and anime, then come my way. It's all good.
I'm a DM Mill Hustles and freaking what's his name, Latrell, and I'm gonna be like, yo, behind your back, we're gonna go ahead and make you like a Tinder account. Find people that match you.
I don't think Mill Hustles has time, man. Well, I mean, he's got 2 jobs, so you never know. But he probably would. He probably would. He's back on Twitter, man. I don't know if you saw that or not.
I've been chatting with him on Twitter. Like I just recently posted a response to his Pixel 8 question, but he needs to get on the Deathlock podcast. That's what we need to do. We got a lot to really talk about. Backlash and fucking everything that's going on.
There's just too much. I wouldn't know where to start, honestly. But yeah, we can. I'll try to set something up for tonight, if anything. I would say maybe like a good time for me would probably be like 8 p.m. my time in the evening. I know that would be like what 6 or 7 for your time. I'm not 100% sure.
So right now it's 12:14 p.m. for me. So
okay, yeah, you're 2 hours. Because I know your time zone doesn't change.
Yeah,
first daylight saving times. You stay the same, but mine does. So I think we got pushed an hour ahead recently. So but yeah, if that's not in the question for you, then we'll see what's up. Maybe I can go a little bit later.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Definitely, we can link up on Google Chat. Just let me know what's up there. And everybody else, take it easy. Go get something to eat, you guys. I love you guys very much. Be cool. Be safe out there. And I'll see you guys next time.